everybody, it's Ian the Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to redeem myself and create another reveal wheel card. Now that I remember how to use it, if you saw last week's video, you know that I kind of stumbled a little bit, but this week's video worked out a whole lot better and I was able to create a fun reveal wheel card for a birthday, and I can't wait to show you how I put it together. Alright, to redeem myself, I'm going to be using several different products today. I'm going to be using the Lawn Fawn Reveal Wheel die cut. I'm going to be using the Reveal Wheel Sentiments stamp set. And I'm also going to be using the Dino Time stamp set and die set from Heffy Doodle Stamps. I think this is going to come out to be a great combination. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to stamp and then color in my dinosaur stamps. I think that will be a good place to start, and I'm not going to do anything fancy with the coloring. It's literally just going to be very simple coloring using the color Copics that I have. I don't have very many Copics, so that's why you don't see me using a wide range of colors, is because I have a very limited stock. And so I use what I have and it works, right? So I'm going to be using those to create the stamps. I have a piece of 60-pound Recollections paper. It's nothing fancy, and I'm going to be stamping on this scrap piece of paper so that way I can use it up, and then I'll color them all in. I'm going to speed this part up so that way you don't have to wait around. I forgot to mention, when I do my stamping today, I'm going to be doing the black in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is a Copic friendly ink, so that's why I use that. I'm also going to be using Close to My Heart colors in Slate and Pear. I'm going to be doing the little palm trees that they have in this stamp set using those colors. Okay, I've got my dinosaurs all colored in. I love coloring on dinosaurs and dragons and mystical creatures because you don't have to adhere to realism. You can really fly into all sorts of different colors. As you can see, I made my pterodactyl, I guess that's what that one is. I made the pterodactyl blue, and were they that color in real life? I highly doubt it, but it doesn't really matter since we don't really know what color they were. So I love being able to do that with these types of items. Now that I've gotten these colored in, I'm going to go ahead and die cut them out, and I'm also going to go ahead and die cut my reveal wheel set, and we'll join up after I finish that. Okay, I learned from my mistakes of last time, so hopefully this time it will go a little bit more easily. But anyways, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and die cut everything out, and I'm going to take my brad and I'm going to stick it through the center of the glue down piece. I don't know what this little piece is called. I just call it the piece that you glue down to your reveal wheel. And I'm going to pop it through the center of the reveal wheel and get that all lined up and set together. And then I'm going to go ahead and close the brad. I'm going to be taking this back off again, so I'll need to make sure that I can still use it. You don't want to like permanently affix it yet. This is just a test fit for now. So I'm going to take some foam adhesive and I'm going to cut it into smaller little strips, and I'm going to put it right on the little piece that I don't know what to call. I wish it had a label of a name. That would be a lot easier for me to explain how to use the reveal wheel. But it's basically like, you know how on a carousel, how it has that center part that doesn't move, it stays still? That's kind of that piece's job. It just stays still while the rest of it spins around it. Alright, so I've gotten that all done. You'll see that I have cut out a window in my reveal wheel top portion, and then I have the reveal wheel bottom portion, which does not have the cutout from it. Honestly, you probably could cut it out. If I had accidentally left it in there, it wouldn't have been a big deal because the reveal wheel would cover it, so there wouldn't be a giant hole just sitting in your thing. Anyways, so what you do, you take your reveal wheel and you put it back behind, and it's so hard to pick up on camera. There's really just no good way for me to show this, but you kind of place it so that the indentations here on the reveal wheel get hidden by the window, and then you just kind of slide it over until the indentations are hidden on the reveal wheel. So it should sit right about there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bottom part and I'm just gonna line these two pieces up. Remember, my backing paper has been removed from the carousel center part, so it's gonna stay perfectly in place. So now when I glue these together, we should be just fine and my reveal wheel will hopefully work. All right, so now I'm gonna take this back off. So I'm gonna close the brad or open the brad, however you wanna say that. I'm gonna pull this off and I'm gonna start working on getting my reveal wheel set up and ready for the individual sentiments. The first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my ruler, and Simon Says Stamp sells, and so does Lawn Fawn. They sell the little kit that will kind of show you like where you need to stamp. It's like a little template that you can sit over, and it'll show you exactly where you need to stamp, so that way you don't have to worry about like messing it up. It's basically a little template that shows you exactly where to stamp. I don't have the money for that, so I just kind of wing it, and it usually works out just fine. So we're gonna do that. And I probably should have made those pencil lines a little lighter, but that's okay. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get our reveal wheel stamp. Okay, so what I've done is I've lightly traced with pencil. Maybe I should have been a little lighter, but I lightly traced out where the sentiments are gonna go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my sentiments that I'm gonna use. Let's use Amazing. For this stamping, I'm going to use some VersaFine ink. It's one of my favorites for doing these little sentiments. It's a lot easier, I feel like, to get them inked up once instead of having to stamp and restamp. So there we go. Now it is stamped, and so whenever they spin the wheel, it will shift into these different sentiments. I am going to wait just a few minutes before using the eraser on my pencil lines. I want to make sure that this is good and dry before I start erasing. Now to color in my front panel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my purple tape here and I'm just going to put a line across it. And then I'm going to use my Distress Oxides and some ink blenders. And for the sky, I'm going to use Abandoned Coral. Because to me, for some reason, whenever I think of something prehistoric, I think of like a redder sky, which is definitely not accurate whatsoever. But I feel like, to me, that makes the most sense, at least to me. I don't know why. But anyways, so for the sky, I'm going to use Abandoned Coral, and I'm also going to need to put the Abandoned Coral onto my reveal wheel as well. So I'm going to get started with this, and then once I finish doing this, then I will go ahead and move to the reveal wheel and get that started coloring it up. Next, I'm going to move to Candied Apple. I'm just going to get a very, very light touch of Candied Apple because I just barely want like a semblance of a sun over here in the top corner. That may not even come across as a sun, honestly. Maybe a better idea would have been to create a circle cutout and then done it through there, but I'm just gonna work with it and run with it like it is. It's not a big deal. I think hardly anyone is gonna notice. If they see it, they're not gonna think, oh, like, what is that? I think it's just fine. All right, next step is to stamp out my front part of the panel here. I want to do this before I go in and start assembling everything and putting it all together. So it says have a really, wait, what does it say? Can't see what it says. Have a really, and then it has a space for the reveal wheel, and then at the bottom it says birthday. I noticed after I pulled off the masking tape that this would be a really great color combination for a watermelon because it honestly looks very similar to watermelon colors. So I think I've accidentally stumbled across a great combination for if you're trying to color a watermelon using Distress Oxides. It's Abandoned Coral and then some Lucky Clover. All right, so there we go. There's Have a Really Blank Birthday. And now we'll get this cleaned up and start assembling the card. To assemble the card, what I'm just gonna do is use some dot adhesive liner, and I'm going to put the little shapes all over the front however I see fit here, and it looks like I'm actually not gonna have enough room for everything, so I might trim it down a little bit because I definitely don't really have room for this guy, but that's okay. I think I can leave that one off and just leave my little happy dinosaurs down here, and then maybe get some palm tree going here. I just have to make sure that I'm not going to cover up the area where you need to rotate it. Okay, I think I like it just like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting everything down. I don't want to pop up any of my creations on the front here because remember, we're already going to be popping up the reveal wheel setup, so I gotta be very careful and think about how much bulk my card is gonna have. That's one of the biggest things to think about whenever you're putting a card together is, especially one that uses dimensional tape, like how much bulk do you have room for, and can you make that happen, or is it going to be so bulky that you're gonna have a lot of trouble getting it into the envelope? All right, so now I can put my reveal wheel back onto the peg. All right, so I've gotten my reveal wheel back onto its brad and open up the brad there. And now it should line up perfectly. Love that, that looks great. So now I need to take some foam adhesive and fill it in all around the wheel without actually interfering with the wheel. All right, I have gotten all of my backing paper off. So now I'm just gonna line everything up and set it down, hopefully, so that I've got to stand up to do this. All right, that looks pretty close to perfect, which is great. So now I should be, yep, and it works just absolutely fine. So that is excellent. All right, let's go ahead and assemble the rest of the card. Okay, I've gotten my card base cut out. It is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this designer paper from Daiso, and you may notice I have 2 crease marks here. That's because I have accidentally creased it at 5 1/4 instead of 5.5, but that's okay. We're going to hide it so that way nobody knows that it's there. I'm going to use some of my dot liner and just go ahead and put this paper across the front, because remember that our reveal wheel over here doesn't take up the full front of the card base, so we'll be able to kind of hide some things and also highlight some of the things that we want to show off. Okay, now that I've gotten the front there done, I'm going to take some score tape and I'm going to go ahead and tape my reveal wheel onto my card base. All right, I've pulled off all the backing tape for my score tape. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and find the center of my card, which is usually pretty hard for me to do because I always get it crooked in some form or fashion. So there we go. There's that, just like that. And now we need to do the little tag on the side here that says to turn the wheel. So I'm gonna grab an acrylic block. All right, so I've gotten my little stamp all ready to go. And since this is just a single stamp, it should be pretty easy just to stick it right here. Just like that, turn the wheel. And now my card is good to go. And it actually looks pretty good to me. Now there's a few flaws in it, but that's okay because it is a handmade card, and that's the most important thing, is that it is made with love. So here's the final product, and as you can see, you can just spin the wheel and it will reveal a new sentiment for an awesome birthday. Sometimes it takes a stumble in order for you to really hone in on creating an awesome card, and I think this week definitely showcased that a lot, and I hope when you get frustrated that you take the time, step away for a little bit, come back and try it again. Also guys, as I was organizing my stamp sets, I realized that I have 2 of the Reveal Wheel Sentiment stamp sets, and so obviously since I don't need both of them, I'm giving one away to you. All the information for that giveaway is down in the description below, so make sure to go check out that link and read all of the directions as they're very, very important. I think that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, let YouTube know that you like my video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it across YouTube land. Also guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and click the bell notification icon so that way you get notified every time I go live or post a new video. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!